Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world and how's things where you are? Hope it's fantastic. Everything here is pretty good, and I am an idiot. Not really an idiot, but realized something about myself over the last few days that I have long stood behind in the board gaming world, and that is that I can't play online games. There is some truth to that, but the reality is a little different. So, what I have discovered is Board Game Arena. Now, I haven't just discovered Board Game Arena, but somebody mentioned that the game Earth is on Board Game Arena and that we could play it. And I went, oh, we should try that. And what I discovered is an experience very much unlike my normal experience with digital board games. What I found was that Board Game Arena in a lot of ways makes the game easier to play. Obviously, you don't have to move stuff around as much. But it makes it easier to understand. And that's the part I've always been missing with online play. Playing games at Tabletop Simulator or Tabletopia or any of the sort of, real life experience, I cannot play games that way. Like, I just can't. There's some disconnect. So playing physically, if we sit down and we set up a game, let's take Earth as an example. We set up Earth and we play. I can map the game state in my brain physically, and I can understand changes in game state intuitively. So, the game Earth has some goals. There's 6 kind of targets that you're aiming for. Well, 7 if you count your own, and maybe more. But anyway, there's 6 communal things that you kind of have to pay attention to because they're important, right? They're significant enough. You should probably try for them. And they're random. They go on this little board, and then you play. For some reason, in the physical world, I can look at that board, I can read those 6 cards, and I'm good for the rest of the game. I might have to glance, like literally just glance and go, oh yeah. But I don't have to keep reading those cards over and over again. Digitally, I'll have to read those cards every single turn because there's some spatial disconnect, some way that my brain doesn't process the information the same way, and it's confusing, and it makes playing on that virtual surface very strange for me. Or, I've often talked about Settlers of Catan being like the thing that I really tried to play digitally early on, and I couldn't. I'm a very, very good Settlers of Catan player. I've played since 96, since it first had an English print. Actually, it didn't have an English print in 96. It was still in German, and they sent you like a stapled together pamphlet of rules and a translation sheet for the special cards. I'm a very good player. And when we're playing, I can tell you the last 7 rolls. I can tell you what every card in every player's hand. But as soon as we play digitally, I cannot do any of that. Like, it just... Even if we sit and play the whole game and there's no breaks between turns and we play just like we were playing physically, I can't do it. My brain, there's some sort of weird disconnect that doesn't work for me. And so the Tabletopias and the tabletop simulators, they don't work for me at all. It's nice to have like the automatic setup and all that sort of stuff, but the actual, I need to see what happens. And the log doesn't make sense. All of that went out the window on Board Game Arena. And here's the funny part about Board Game Arena. I signed up in 2012. My account, when I logged into my account Sunday, I got a message that like, here's your 10-year badge. Here's, 200 experience points. Like, I signed up in 2012, and I've played 1 game on Board Game Arena in whatever that is, 12 years? 1 game. And it was, I think my friend taught me a game, and we used Board Game Arena so he could teach me. And that was it. That's the only time I've ever played it. So over the last 4 days, I've played quite a few games. I've played 3 games of Earth now, 2 or 3 games of Seven Wonders Duel, a game of Seven Wonders Architects, and I've discovered that Board Game Arena makes it. There's such a dense information. Like the people who have developed the various apps for the various games, they really have figured out a wonderful way to present all of the information so that you can see. It's almost like playing it physically, except I don't have to do all the work. Like it knows how the cards work, it knows how everything works. I just click buttons and do things, and it's fantastic. It's actually really, really, really well done. I mean, I feel like I'm just telling you something you already know, because chances are you know me from gaming and you know that Board Game Arena is amazing, but I feel really stupid. Like, really stupid, because for some reason, yeah, I still have to kind of read, like the example I gave with the board with the objectives in Earth. I still have to read that every turn. But that's, like, it's such a minimal effort to just scroll down and go, oh yeah, scroll back up, figure out what I was planning on doing. It makes hand sorting is way easier than the whole, like, in doing it in the other games. It's really frustrating. The hand sorting here is super easy because it kind of maintains that for you. It puts cards at the back. You don't have to try to figure out how that's going to work. So you can kind of plan actions. It works really well. And so all this discussion is, I'm really curious. I want to know why I have that disconnect. Like, is that a normal thing to have? Is it something that some people have, some people don't? Is it? I seriously doubt it's unique to me, but I've always been this spatial person, meaning, like, you can show me something, you can show me an object, and I can replicate that object in 3 dimensions without having to do, like, I can see the whole object, right? Like, I know there are a lot of people who just can't, they look at an object and they see a flat plane, and they don't have spatial awareness to understand how that thing is put together. I know that exists, and I know people like that. I'm not one of those people. I'm very spatially oriented. I really, like, fully grasp 3-dimensional space, which meant that, I'm actually pretty good at 3D modeling, because it's not an issue for me to kind of flip things around. I'm good at those games where you have to, like, pick something out that's reversed, like, or spun or whatever. Like, I'm good at that type of puzzle solving. And so I think that's the way my brain processes information, is in space. And so playing a game, like when I hand you a card, like, that physical motion means that I can remember and track that. But in a game, if you take a card from me, I no clue what just happened. Like, for some reason, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And there's got to be a reason there. And maybe it's something I can train, or maybe I don't need to. But, I feel kind of stupid about the whole Board Game Arena thing, because I've been ignoring it all this time, but it's actually a really fun way to play things. Especially, like, my friend Jeff and I, we really like Earth and we want to play it, but we can't get together every day to play. I mean, I guess we could, but it's like, let's just have a game running, and I'll take a turn every couple hours or whatever. No big deal. Take a couple days to play a game, and yeah. So anyway, I'm on Board Game Arena. My handle there is Chevee Dodd, just like it is literally anywhere else on the internet. If you want to play something, let me know. Do you enjoy it? Do you play it on there? You can let me know that too in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends.